Yeah, as you can see, the bike is running. I think the challenge is that we don't really know what the problem was. Since last time when the bike wasn't working, the bike sat in the shelter there for 2-3 days without being touched. So then we came to it. We started it. It kind of didn't seem like it was running properly, so it was a bit, but it was cold. So when accelerated, it wasn't going. But then afterwards, again, it was working. So it's kind of like a bit odd. I wonder if we went out sort of, well, maybe when you day off or something, we could go off a couple of hours run and just kind of properly test and see what it does.
Yeah. You've checked the inline fuel filters?
Yeah, check the inline fuel filter, the small one in here. I haven't checked the tank filters, but the tank I took off his bike. The whole tank, put it on, and it wasn't working last time either. So it suggests me that the pump and the filter is working fine. Obviously, probably need to look at it how clean it is, but the small filter was pretty clean. We looked at the TPS sensor, which is around here, to see whether that could have moved with the vibration or something, but that was pretty solid in place.
Tip over sensor also.
Tip over sensor under the seat, under the battery, so that's in place. Yeah,
It's a weird one.
it's a bit of a mystery, yeah. So I'll if I get it again, if it doesn't work properly, I'll obviously keep investigating what the problems are and then give everyone an update. But yeah, for now, it works. No.
Yeah. It's one of those, when you don't know what was causing it, there's always that worry that one day you're going to be in a trail and she's just going to go pop.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
you're in the middle of somewhere. We always got a bit, we always take a kit with us, tools and whatnot, but when you don't know what it is, if it happens again.
Yeah. I don't know, for example, so we've tested the fuel pump, so the fuel flow from there into the injector seems alright, but we don't know how well the injector is working, so whether that could be that it's working and then it maybe doesn't. But do they do that? Do they actually tend to slowly brake, where it could run for a couple of hours and then sort of not work properly?
There's a couple things that suggest that was not the injector, because if we have a look at the first video, so you start the bike is cold, she's warming up, and the first 10-15 seconds you can hear, man, that the engine is running sound, everything is perfect, and then around 15 seconds she's like, something's wrong, and she dies.
Yeah, which was similar to when you tipped over the tip over sensor.
Yeah.
You started, it kind of ran, and it's just like, boop,
yeah,
cuts off.
I've seen somebody online saying that the tip over sensor, he had a similar situation on his bike. It was not that the tip over sensor was upside down. He says that he took it, he just gave it a few taps and put it back on, and the bike was running sound. It is possible that it was a tip over sensor and it was playing up and vibration and everything into it.
Yeah.
It was fine for a couple of days. You took it for a spin, it was not working properly. We tried the bike on and off, vibration probably put it back to what it should be. But again,
Possibly, it's hard to say, isn't it? Yeah, it's one of those things. I think I'll just keep monitoring the performance of the bike, and so now you've done it 31 out. The yellow one.
The yellow knob that it's supposed to control the RPM when the temperature is cold, you're supposed to put it back on or push it up, and it's going to increase the RPM. You can actually screw it in and screw it out. There is 63 turns on that knob, from fully open to fully closed. When it's fully closed, it messes with the idle speed as well, so it brings the idle speed.
Yeah.
There's no reference about how many turns or what you should do with it on a manual. We found somebody online that was saying about 38 is where it should stay. but again, he says around 38. There's no clear mark of what we should put it at. So 63, we brought it back to 31 turns from close position, and the bike seems to be running fine.
We also had somebody online saying that to turn it all the way out and keep it there, and only control the RPMs with the red one. So that there could be multiple truths there. It's very difficult to see what the right setting is. If anybody knows, please let us know in the comments. So that's what's your experience when trying to tune those?
There was a few guys online asking how many hours and miles and whatnot on the engine. So
how many hours do I have? Okay, so 65 hours. 65 hours. And it started to see the miles, right? $1,400 miles. 65 hours, 1,400 miles.
Yeah. Worth mentioning that we live in Jersey, Channel Islands. Speed limit around here is 40 miles an hour.
And we always adhere to it.
Yeah, always. We do enjoy enduro riding, not necessarily motocross. It's still a nice thing to practice and go around. There's a motocross track and a practice track around here, which we're not in that club. We don't go to it. This bike has been in, where have we taken it?
Pretty much nowhere. Well, the last 2 weeks was the first pretty enduro run that we did, the last trip. Otherwise it's been just a soft riding, very soft riding. So pretty much Sundays, Saturdays to work here and there.
A trip to work is what, 5 minutes, 10 minutes?
10 minutes, yeah.
10 minutes. We do service the bike, even though it's not going off-road and we're not pushing it. We know that this engine is not designed to be on the road, so regardless if you're pushing it or not, every 2-3 months, fresh filters, fresh oil. We take it. We've been to Enduro in France, we came back, we changed again the oil, we changed the filter while in Enduro because it was the peak of the summer. It was really dusty.
The air filter was pretty dusty, so we changed it halfway through the trip. Yeah, so yeah, we kept it, and the air intake is quite clean and everything, so
yeah.
Change the oil today as well. Can do that. Yeah, so I think that's as far as we got.